Support for this podcast comes from St. Alphonsus Sports Medicine, offering services for sports injury and recovery, with physicians and athletic trainers who provide treatment for fractures, dislocations, sprains, strains, and other sports-related issues. More information on services at stalphonsus.org. Love Boise State Public Radio podcasts? They are free to enjoy, but not free to produce. If you can give, your support helps keep shows like Idaho Matters and Scandalize available to everyone. Donate now at boisestatepublicradio.org.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector, Idaho's daily news. Good morning, I'm James Dawson. It's Tuesday, June 9th, and here are today's headlines. A recent fire in Mountain Home destroyed 15 houses. We'll tell you more about who's liable under a new state law. Testimony is underway in a trial of an Idaho physician suing to overturn the state's strict abortion ban. And LDS congressmen are telling the Pentagon to classify their religion as Christian. Stay with us. Darrell Bruner will be Nampa's new mayor after 4 failed votes during a special city council meeting Monday evening. City officials twice rejected the nomination of City Administrator Clay Long, along with former Mayor Debbie Kling and Bruner's first nomination. Bruner will serve out the rest of the term left vacant after Mayor Rick Hogeboom suddenly died in March. Councilman Sebastian Griffin says Long would have performed the job well, but that he's more valuable as a behind-the-scenes operator.
A combination of a strong chief of staff as well as a strong interim mayor, we can do some exceptional things for the city of Nampa.
Bruner previously served on Nampa City Council while also overseeing alumni relations for Northwest Nazarene University for his day job. He'll take the oath of office next Monday. Testimony is underway in a trial of an Idaho physician suing to overturn the state's strict abortion ban. The Idaho Capital Sun reports Dr. Stacy Seib took the stand yesterday, saying the state's mix of laws makes it, quote, very, very difficult to know which procedures are allowed. Abortions in Idaho are only allowed in cases of rape, incest, and if the life of the mother is threatened. Seib says he's had to refer patients out of state to get what he calls medically necessary abortions. Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador told the Capital Sun last week that there isn't a constitutional right to an abortion and that states have the right to regulate the procedure as they see fit. A brush fire destroyed 15 homes and several vehicles in Mountain Home last month. The Idaho State Fire Marshal determined the 250-acre blaze was caused by sparks from lines owned by Idaho Power. Julie Lucetta has more on what a new law means for liability.
In April, the state approved Idaho Power's 2026 Wildfire Mitigation Plan under the Wildfire Standard of Care Act, a new state law granting liability protections to public utilities that follow mitigation efforts. Signed into law last year, it protects utilities from being deemed negligent if they have reasonably implemented a commission-approved wildfire prevention plan.
These state laws are trying to put some definition to what does it mean to act reasonably.
That's Ben Otto from the Northwest Energy Coalition. He says the Mountain Home fire will be a test run on how the mitigation plan and new law play out.
But overall, it's a somewhat reasonable approach to making sure the utility is held accountable and doing the right thing and protecting people, while also not just totally inflating the cost for everybody.
Idaho Power spokesperson Angelique Rude says the company is still investigating the cause of the fire.
While this CARE Act does provide some protections, not only for Idaho Power, but Idaho Power ratepayers in litigation, what this is really about is caring for people who are immediately impacted.
In a statement Wednesday, Idaho Power said it had, quote, opened a claim process and will make offers of compensation to anyone that has validated property losses from the fire. Julie Lucetta, Boise State Public Radio News.
Idaho Senator Mike Crapo is calling on the Pentagon to reverse its recent update of recognized religions in the military that excludes the LDS faith as a subcategory of Christianity. A memo from the Defense Department last month slashed the number from 200 to 31, according to The Hill. Of those, 21 are Christian denominations, though the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is listed separately. In a Facebook post, Crapo called the move, quote, confounding and unacceptable, end quote. He said members of the LDS Church are among the most patriotic Americans and that the Pentagon needs to reverse this classification immediately. And new research finds that severe droughts may be shrinking the habitats critical to wildlife across our region. The Mountain West News Bureau's Caleb Radel has more.
Researchers analyzed decades of tracking data collected by state agencies on mule deer, black bears, and cougars. They found severe drought can shrink the amount of high-quality habitat, the places animals depend on for food, water, and shelter.
And it seems like the effect of drought on habitat is actually worse the higher up the food chain that you go.
That's Neil Carter with the University of Michigan, which led the research. During severe droughts, mule deer lost some of their most important habitat. Fawn survival dropped by more than 30%. Black bears also lost critical places for food, water, and cover. And cougars were hit the hardest, losing nearly twice as much prime habitat as mule deer. Researchers say if droughts keep worsening, the animals that hunt may ultimately be most at risk. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Caleb Radel.
And that's it for today's episode of The Connector. I'm James Dawson, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org. You can also download the free Boise State Public Radio app. Find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Thanks for listening.
Each story you hear on Planet Money starts with a question. What happens if we refund tariffs? Why are groceries so expensive? At NPR, we stand for your right to be curious, because the forces shaping our world can be hard to see. Follow NPR's Planet Money wherever you get your podcasts and start seeing how the economy really works.